Welcome back. Today we're venturing into a realm that often surprises people when money enters the conversation: mega church pastors. Yes, these spiritual leaders aren't just preaching behind a pulpit. They've built huge followings, authored bestsellers, led TV ministries, and generated incomes that rival some celebrities. But their wealth has not come without controversy, particularly in the eyes of critics who question how spiritual missions and sky-high net worths fit together. In this video, we'll count down 5 of the richest megachurch pastors in the world, based on their current or last known net worth going into 2025. Along the way, we'll explore not just how they got there, but also the controversies their finances have stirred up. We begin our list at number 5 with Bishop T.D. Jakes, whose estimated net worth is often cited around $20 million. Born Thomas Dexter Jakes in 1957 in South Charleston, West Virginia, he experienced early life challenges, including a speech impediment and family financial struggles. Nevertheless, he felt called to ministry in his early 20s, eventually founding the Potter's House in Dallas, Texas. His potent combination of heartfelt sermons, best-selling books, and high-impact conferences helped grow both his congregation and his personal brand. While T.D. Jakes doesn't frequently appear at the epicenter of financial scandals, he has received quite a bit of criticism, however, from observers who point out that his teachings and ministry feels like a business. Some critics question whether high-ticket prices for conferences like Woman Though Art Loosed and like extraordinary revenues from books, film productions, and speaking engagements clash with the traditional notion of a humble pastor. Jakes has repeatedly stated that his wealth comes in large part from his entrepreneurial activities, rather than directly from church tithes, and that his broader vision includes supporting philanthropic projects. Supporters point to his community programs, mentorship initiatives, and charitable outreach as a testament to the good he does with his resources. Next on our list, with an estimated net worth of about $27 million, is Creflo Dollar, the founder of World Changers Church International in College Park, Georgia. His real last name routinely sparks conversation, and so does his message, which prominently features the prosperity gospel, teaching that faithful believers can access both spiritual and material blessings. Pastor Dollar has stirred controversy multiple times for his lavish lifestyle. The most infamous instance was his ministry's 2015 campaign asking donors to help fund a $60 million private jet. Although that project was later shelved, it heightened scrutiny around his finances. Critics argue that aligning a message of faith too closely with accumulating wealth may lead congregants to believe donations will miraculously multiply their bank accounts. Despite the backlash, Creflo Dollar maintains that what he preaches is a biblical principle of God wanting believers to prosper. He insists that generosity, charity, and faith can lead to blessings. Today, his television programs, extensive international ministries, and book deals continue to bring in considerable income, even as he's frequently required to defend how he spends it. At number 3 is Benny Hinn, with an estimated net worth of around $60 million. Born Tufik Benedictus Hinn in Jaffa, modern-day Israel, he immigrated to Canada as a teenager and soon felt called to ministry. Benny Hinn became famous in the 1980s for hosting large healing revivals, laying hands on the sick, and producing high-profile television broadcasts like This Is Your Day. Hinn has been investigated by various organizations and news outlets over the years for financial transparency. A U.S. Senate finance investigation opened in 2007 raised questions about how certain televangelists, including Hinn, use and report ministry funds. Though no definitive legal action emerged from that inquiry in his case, critics contend his message, and the lavish way he often travels and lives, represents an extreme end of the prosperity gospel. Many followers, however, remain deeply loyal, believing in his healing crusades and pointing to accounts of spiritual transformation that occur at his events. Nonetheless, the tension between ministry and money continues to hover around Benny Hinn's global platform. Second on our list is Joel Osteen, with an estimated net worth close to $110 million. The lead pastor at Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas, Osteen is recognized worldwide for his uplifting motivational sermons, which attract tens of thousands in person and millions more via TV and online streaming. While Osteen's message, focusing on personal growth and positivity, resonates widely, he has frequently been labeled as promoting a watered-down or feel-good gospel that glosses over deeper theological points. He's also faced backlash for perceived missteps in crisis times. One notable episode involved the delayed opening of Lakewood Church as a shelter during Hurricane Harvey, which sparked public outcry, although the church later took in evacuees. Additionally, some critics question how a pastor of a non-profit church can live in a multi-million-dollar home while continuing to champion messages about blessings and abundance. Osteen says he takes no salary from Lakewood. instead attributing his wealth to best-selling books, speaking engagements, and other business ventures. Despite consistent criticisms, his follower base is enormous, and he remains one of the most watched religious figures in the country. Topping our list, with some estimates placing his net worth as high as $300 million, is Kenneth Copeland. Originally a recording artist with a top 40 hit in the 1950s, Copeland experienced a religious conversion in the early 1960s. After attending Oral Roberts University, he founded Kenneth Copeland Ministries, KCM, in 1967. The ministry grew exponentially over the years through conferences, television broadcasts, and global outreach efforts. Kenneth Copeland is perhaps the most emblematic figure of the prosperity gospel movement and has faced intense scrutiny for his opulent lifestyle. He has been repeatedly questioned over his use of private jets, at one point defending one as necessary to avoid demons on commercial flights, and for living on a large property near Fort Worth, Texas. Like Benny Hinn, Copeland was included in the same Senate finance investigation regarding large ministries, but it closed without a punitive conclusion. Copeland, for his part, argues that these assets are integral to his worldwide evangelistic work. His followers see him as a man of deep faith, but critics remain unconvinced that such extravagant personal benefit aligns with the charitable mission. Despite the uproar over his spending habits, Kenneth Copeland's ministry empire continues to expand, and his net worth stands as a testament to his global influence. So there you have it, 5 mega church pastors whose net worths climb into the 8- and 9-figure range. While each started from different backgrounds, ranging from small-town West Virginia roots to a one-time top 40 recording artist, they all found a shared space in megachurch ministry. Their wealth typically stems from a blend of church-related income streams and entrepreneurial pursuits, such as book deals, film or TV production, and ticketed conferences. Yet with great wealth comes great scrutiny. Many of these pastors have navigated, and continue to navigate, controversies about lavish spending, lack of financial transparency, and the theological questions raised by linking personal riches to spiritual messages. Their supporters counter that these ministries also fund significant philanthropic and outreach efforts, including community programs, shelters, scholarships, and mission work. Wherever you stand on the debate, it's undeniable that these pastors have built massive platforms, inspiring millions around the globe. Their stories underscore the intersection, some might say collision, of faith, influence, and staggering financial success. If you enjoyed this countdown, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most astonishing and sometimes controversial fortunes. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious about where faith, money, and ambition converge.